the majority of the congregation about all of the good gifts and the good work that I've done in the church. But I can't hear that. What I'm hearing is like there's something wrong with me and something that I did wrong, that I'm at fault for making them face their race, face their transphobia, face their racism, their transphobia, their etc. Right? Or I handled it wrong, or I did something wrong, or I mean, it just does, it's not logical. I mean, if I think about it and I look at it, I'm like, no, this is what works. But there's somehow the system or somebody has a way to get right up in your soul, right, and make you feel like shit. Right? And it's just like there's something actually wrong with me. And I know, and if you're immersed in it and you can't get out of it, it's like, I mean, this space doesn't happen often enough to escape to so that you can get your mind back right. I mean, it's terrifying to step back into that space. So I get you. And not knowing whether or not you're going to be able to continue to resist, right? So, I mean, I'm at this point of forgiveness. That's the only thing I can do for myself. I can't tell myself that I'm great and I'm amazing and I've done all this good stuff. But what I can do for myself is forgive myself for if I did do something wrong, I'm offering myself forgiveness. That's about the only thing I can do right now. I don't know what else to do. That's about it.
It's encouraging. There came a point. This in some ways gets back to the question of how you stay.
Yeah.
And also speaks to, I think, what you were sharing about the weight of what it means to be in these predominant spaces and the shit that places on us.
Yep.
And the impact that it has on how we exist in this space, or how we can't exist in this space, right? There came a point for me March or April when two things got really clear. The first was I had been doing a lot of work in congregations of all kinds on sexuality and gender. So I would go and do a lot of workshops and do consulting with the staff and that sort of thing. And that has been the nature of my ministry for a long time. And serving in congregational life kinds of settings. And so I got to the point where I said, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a pastor.
That's right.
That's who I am. And part of why I have shied away from that reality is the fact that I couldn't see myself serving as a pastor predominantly with settings. And so I have found other things that feed ministry, that feed that call, but that aren't actually truest to who I am. So I got really clear about that. Like literally heard it, and you know how you feel and you hear stuff that you can't really explain.
That's right.
It got real clear. That was the first thing. And the second thing that got really clear is related to that, which was I can no longer serve predominantly white congregations.
That's right.
I will not do it.
Won't do it.
That was tricky. That was a tricky thing to hear. Because I had been in MCC, I've been ordained in MCC for the entirety of my professional ministry. Metropolitan Community Church, for folks who are familiar with that. That's a predominantly white denomination.
That's right.
Just like the Unitarian Universalist Association is. And for the last 5 years, I've been serving UU congregations, which are predominantly white. And so I don't know what that means. If I say that that's true, and I know that that's true of my spirit, I'm not ever going to have a job.
Right. Yeah.
What? That can't be right. And I literally, I said it out loud. There's something about California, I don't know what it is. Whenever I'm in California, something new comes to me that is truest and realest. I don't know, something in the air that I don't know what it is.
Yes. Spoken in vain.
What is truest
Yes.
about ourselves? Like what we know is absolutely right. Even if it doesn't seem to make sense
That's right.
in our own minds and understandings, spoke it out loud. Literally, 2 weeks later, Lena K. Gardner called me. Like literally, almost 2 weeks, almost to the day, called me and said, so we have an opening on the Organizing Collective where you get to serve Black people
Yes.
all the time, and I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me. I was like, wait, what you you know what? I need to hang up with you. I can't even deal with that. I can't even deal with that.
You funny,
So
girl.
I literally was like, I need to call you tomorrow. I can't even talk to you right now. She's like, oh, okay, I hope everything's okay. Everything's great. I really can't talk to you. And it's just like, hold up.
Yes.
Hold up.
Yeah.
I just said,
Name it and claim it.
Yes.
and then.
Yes. Yes.
Universalist like, was this what you asked for?
Oh, right. And then I was like, okay, I'm organizing. This is great. This is fine. I feel beautiful about this. And then they're like, oh, so the folks have spoken, and it's clear that we need a minister.
Yes.
Can you serve?
Yes.
And I was like, but you mean I'm about to get paid? Oh. Like I was gonna do it for free. But I say that because a few things. First, I sit in rooms often, and I'm still struggling with how this makes me feel. There's so much pain around it that I knew that I left what I knew was not good, and so many of us have to stay, or feel called to stay in the mess, for whatever those reasons are, and there are good and amazing reasons, right? Like we know what we need for ourselves. Like, what does that mean that I got to go? That's hard. That's a hard space to say. It's especially hard when I'm around other religious professionals of color who are in the thick of whiteness.
Yeah.
White
nonsense.
Caucasity.
Did I say that again?
And the congregation said it again.
Just need to bring your Caucasian.
What that means is intense and hard. The phone calls or the emails I get from Black ministers who are, and you know, if they say boo even a little bit, suddenly they're angry Black people.
That's right. That's right.
Like this happens to
We're gonna have healing
this happens to religious professionals. This happens to all of us. And
So we stole.
right. And to just like that, it's really heavy. And so that's one thing that I think is coming out of this for me. But the other thing that is coming out of it is this notion that we have the power as Black people to literally speak into existence, whatever that speaking means.
Yes.
What we need, and to be able to make it so.
That's right.
Absolutely. Like we have that power.
That's right.
And I had forgotten, I think, for a long time that we had that power because when white folks are pushing up against what you know is true for you, you begin to believe.
You believe it.
You believe it.
Yes.
You have any contrast.
You don't have anything else. You have nothing else to contrast it against. But it is we are powerful people.
Yes.